if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, then I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business
Welcome to another episode, Legendary Sports Podcast Fantasy Football Edition. I'm Jared Michelson.
It's your boy Antoine Beeks.
All right, we're going to be talking some rookie talk. Talk about who we want to see, or who we think, I should say, is going to be, top of their class.
Well, I mean, if we talking rookie talk, we got to start with the breaking news and the most exciting news of your boy Anthony Richardson. We talked about it last podcast. I was all over Gardner Minshew train and where they should go with the quarterback position and what they should do there. And they just named Anthony Richardson week 1 starting quarterback. Drum roll. How do you feel about that?
Good. I actually like it for Pittman. I like it for Alec Pierce, maybe as a late round flyer, someone to fill, a bye week fill in for your bench and stuff like that. As far as that goes, I don't think they're going to be elite by any means, but I think that he's serviceable enough to, get one of those two guys in the 900-yard range at least, and maybe 4 or 5 touchdowns along the way. 70 receptions somewhere in that area. So someone as a wide receiver 3 probably by the end of the season. Give you at least one of those. So
I don't know, man. I guess it just gotta go and see. If I'm in a 2 quarterback league, I still think he is my 3rd quarterback, bench guy, fill in on a bye week for one of my other 2 starting quarterbacks.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know what you will get out of him though is points because he's gonna play through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Barring injury, this guy is going to be out there for every snap this next season, and I'm a big fan of that for him.
Well, they're going to let him throw, so
well,
they got nothing else. They got nothing else. They know it's going to be building, even though he's a high draft pick. Like they know there's going to be some building around there. So just let him throw, let him learn, let him learn real time. Don't lose his confidence. Don't pull him out. Don't make him feel shaky. Just let him learn.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now, it's all
I think he's I think he has it, man. I think that's gonna be good for him.
I think it's gonna be good for him. I think it'll be good for Pittman and Pierce and some of these other guys. So these guys can help coach him along the way too. Be good leaders. Time for them to show their leadership. So yeah, no, it's good.
Hey, it's gonna be good for those guys, but we're talking fantasy. I don't like it. Keep them on your bench.
Nah, I'm good. I mean, you don't have to start Anthony Richardson, but I'm cool starting Pittman as my 3rd receiver if I need to. I'm comfortable enough with that. Pierce is probably a dart throw at best, and we'll see what happens. Other people I'm excited to see is Bijan Robinson owning that backfield. I mean, I know there's gonna be a little bit of Cordero Patterson on some passing down, but I think he's gonna be, the guy, and they're gonna run a lot there in Atlanta. So, Bijan Robinson is definitely somebody to keep an eye on. Everybody talks about Bijan though, so that's basically it could be a first, early, 2nd round pick depending on draft styling and everything like that. But that's a great opportunity to rack up some points, and he's young, so he's not one of these older running backs, so his tread's not there as much. So,
man, I just am not a big fan of how they treat running backs because Cordell Patterson got a lot of tread left on those tires. He's continued to show it over the last couple years. He's been one of the best scat backs, in the league. But they're really high on Bijan Robinson. They took him 8th overall out of Texas. He's a nice back, nice shifty back, and I can't argue it. I think it's like a shiny new toy, especially running backs that go so early. you know he's gonna get a lot of the work. So I'm all in on it. And if we're talking running backs, man, I feel bad for my boy David Montgomery because Jahmyr Gibbs, you know, at 12, being select 12 overall,
Mm-hmm.
by the Detroit Lions, you know that they're gonna give him the workload of workloads, man. And he's a big back, man, 900 pounds
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, and he's a tank, man. But he can also move. So I think like Jahmyr
Yeah,
Gibbs,
we
I
go.
think they stick with Jahmyr Gibbs. I wouldn't be surprised if Jahmyr Gibbs had a really good season. Um, better than
So I guess a
better.
question, so I don't forget. Do you think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to take too much workload away, even with David Montgomery there? Like David Montgomery's not going to be a factor, or do you think that's going to kind of cut into what Jahmyr Gibbs could be if he just owned that backfield?
No, I think it's Jahmyr. I think it's Jahmyr Gibbs' job to lose.
Okay, well
I think he has a what?
that raises a second question. So you were confident in David Montgomery the other day when we did the mock draft, and you went your PPR strong. So how do you feel about David Montgomery now then? Because Jahmyr Gibbs ain't going to be there for you. So
I didn't David Montgomery, did I?
you did.
Did I draft? Oh well, further 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 fantasy evaluation. I'm not so high on David Montgomery.
Yeah, there we
Hey,
go.
listen, this is a what have you done for me now league. This is
Yeah,
a what have you done for me now.
yeah. What have
And
you done
and,
for me
and after
lately?
further research, after doing my homework, right? Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs, right? I like Jahmyr Gibbs more
Mhm.
than Bijan Robinson because I feel like he's in a better position. He has the Detroit Lions with Jared Goff has a very
One of the best
solid
offensive
quarterback,
lines.
one of the best offensive lines.
Yep.
They got their defense came on strong at the end of the year, giving them more possessions on the
Will be
field.
competitive.
Um, Amon St. Brown is no scrub, no
Not at
slouch.
all.
Marvin Jones as a solid number
If
two, number three
if anybody's
receiver
got
has come back.
Amon Ra St. Brown cards, by the way, I collect sports cards. I collect Amon Ra, so hook me up. Or make some trades.
Look out
Shameless
for my
plug.
boy.
Shameless plug,
He'll
man.
send you a nice trade.
Shameless plug.
Buy it or
Yeah,
something.
that's right.
Put that plug in there.
But I
I
agree
think
with
it.
you.
I think it lightens the load for him.
Yeah.
When you go down to Atlanta, and they have Desmond Ritter, rookie quarterback. They got Desmond Ritter's a rookie, right?
Second
Or is
year,
this his second year? Second
sophomore.
year. Pretty much a rookie, right? Still
Yeah,
wet behind the ears.
oh yeah, for sure. He's still
Um,
got a lot to go and learn from in that offense. So for sure.
so I mean they have no really Kyle Pitts has not been Kyle Pitts,
Yep.
you know. They're waiting for him to step up. They're waiting for Drake to step up.
What
They're
about, so not to swivel to another player, but well, to swivel to another player, I guess. And keep a few more names, or get a few more names out. What do you think about Jackson Smith Enigma?
in
Okay.
Jagba.
Yeah.
I didn't watch much of him at Ohio State. I didn't watch much of him at Ohio State, but I'm a Go Hawks.
That's
Go
exactly why I brought
Hawks.
him up.
I'm
Are you a Hawks guy?
I'm a Seahawks fan,
Yep.
and I think they're trying to look for somebody who can match with DK Metcalf. TD Tyler is kind of getting to the back of his
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett is trying to get to the back end of his career. He's kind of slowing down. He doesn't have the speed and the burst he once did. And they're trying to get somebody
Route
opposite
running
of
so
DK.
good. So route running so good.
You
Hello.
know, you know what? I like Njagba, but I don't know if the quarterback play is good enough for him to be a rookie of the year type candidate.
I got it.
especially playing behind, like I said, DK Metcalf and TD Tyler Lockett. I think
So
Tyler Lockett still
of
has
those
some juice.
two, do you think who do you think is going to take an L of those two for targets if Jackson's going to be the supplant Tyler Lockett or possibly as a number one or two, or is it taken from DK more? I guess I'm not sure of his play style. Is he more in the slot, or does he go across the middle? So I guess that'll be interesting to see where they put him in the offense.
Well, I think that it takes a lot more away from Tyler Lockett, honestly, because Tyler Lockett isn't a do-it-all wide receiver. He's a deep threat, and he's there on plays that you need him, but he's not going across no middle. He's
Mm-hmm.
not catching those screens and dragging anybody. You know, he's not, and DK, that's DK. DK will go across the middle. DK will take a screen and get you 6 or 7 yards out of it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go deep. He got that crazy speed. He's a crazy athlete. So I think it doesn't take away from DK. I think it takes away from more Tyler Lockett than anyone.
So not 1,000-yard year for Tyler Lockett.
No, not 1,000-yard year for Tyler Lockett. I think
That
Tyler
would
Lockett hangs in like the 750, 800.
really that low, crazy, because he's been 1,000 yards for the past 4 years. So yeah, he hasn't been under 1,000 yards since 2018, and even then he was 965. So yeah,
Yeah,
you might be
I
right.
think he's down into the 800s now. I
But the
think he
throw
goes
rate,
down to the
they're not a run offense anymore. They do throw more in Seattle, so keep that in mind. It's like some close to 60% throw rate or something like that last season. So they're doing their thing.
So my question to you is, right? What about these LA Chargers? What about their receiver? They brought Quentin Johnston in from from TCU, right? They brought him in, and
Security
he's
blanket
a
for injuries because the two. I love Mike Williams and I love Keenan Allen. Like I plan on drafting some combination of them on my team, but the injuries, man. I know we can't predict injury, all that kind of stuff, but it's been as you know, written in stone as early as time is just injuries with these guys. They might not miss a whole season, but 4 or 5 games where you might need that feeling. Quentin Johnson can go over there and be that person for a bit. So
yeah, I like him. He's big, he's fast, he's strong. His catch radius is big. He's a good 50-50 ball guy. I mean, if there's anybody he reminds me of, it's kind of like a Mike Williams, and I think that
they like their size
you're right with it.
in LA. They like their size in LA. So
They do like those big, strong
yeah,
receivers.
yep.
But you know what though? I'm with you though with the injuries, man. I mean, if you take Keenan Allen and you take Mike Williams and you turn them into one in the games that they miss, they both combined miss, a third, if not more, of the season between them two both being injured. So I like the pick. I like the pick. I
Mm-hmm.
like the backup. I like the security blanket. But tell me more. Tell me more.
Yo,
I'm
I
going
think
to
Zay
your
Flowers
boy
gonna be a
Zay
guy.
Flowers.
Yep.
Look at you heard me?
I already knew what
Tell
was
me more.
man.
Tell me more.
There's no number 2 right now. I mean, I love Rashad Bateman. I hope he gets to where he needs to be, but that second spot is wide open. And they drafted him to, be that number 2 on that team, right? And you don't take a guy that high to not make him that number 2 early on. And I think that is why. He's not the only that he gets to learn from Odell, who's a great wide receiver, no matter what you want to say about personality or whatever, which I don't mind as much anymore. But I think that he is a great coach for Zay Flowers to really get him up to speed in the NFL, which gives him a nice leg up as far as being able to come out and produce early.
Okay, so here's my question to you. You said you don't care about it anymore. Is that because he's on the Ravens now? or is it just that you feel like he's changed his attitude and he's more
I think
about
he's changed that. I
winning
think he's
more
been
than
humbled
anything?
and stuff like that with injuries and everything, and having just unfortunate events that like any man ever will humble you. So
So,
now
so
he's
is it
a
that
better leader, better coach, better person who wants hopefully others to get for them to get the best out of the game because you don't know when injury might take you out. But that's what I'm hoping he's learned, and from what I've seen from some of the videos and stuff like that I've watched of camp and everything, that he's been out there, he's been helpful. But that's not fantasy. That is just sport. So, but I think that helps Zay Flower.
so okay,
I think the fact that Lamar is got his contract something to prove now, I think that helps out too. So
so with that being said, what do you think Odell, or shifting from rookies to sleeper? How much of a sleeper is Odell in your opinion?
I think he's still going to be, man. If he stays healthy, I think he could be 1,000-yard receiver. Actually, I think that late round pick of Odell, where you can get in the 8th or 9th, can hit 1,000, hit 1050 and 6 touchdowns. I think that's doable. Because there's not going to be just this wild amount of coverage on him, and he's not the same receiver. We all know that, but he's also not completely broken and out of it, right? So he's still talented. He's still winning against good competition in camps and everything like that. So I think I still think he'll be a good late round pick, especially for the value. It's all about value, right? That's what fantasy's all about. So if you're talking about getting him, 8, 7, 8, 9, like okay, that's fine with me.
Okay, all right. I'm not mad at that at all. I am not mad at that at all.
Oh,
I
I think
like
so.
I like him. I like him.
Raven
You got any
game,
more sleepers over there?
Raven game. Oh my goodness, man. For me, I like Romeo Dubs. I know Jordan Love's got some work, but for how late Romeo Dubs is gonna go, and with someone needing to be the number 2 on that offense, which he was. They actually drafted receivers, both of them in the same draft, because they were trying to get some weapons out there for the future. He was drafted to be one of those 2 weapons. I think that Romeo Dubs could be a solid late pick, and let's see if I can find where he's going in drafts. I want to say it's more like the 11th round or something like that. I believe it's like way at the end of the drafts, but that to me that could be great for somebody who can probably end up with 900 yards, 60, 70 catches, and maybe a few touchdowns. So that's totally fine with me. So to get that in the 11th round, I will take it.
Hey, I'm not mad at that at all.
And they spent the 4th round pick on him, so nothing to snuff at. So
There's not nothing wrong with that at all. One guy that I'm gonna go with two actually. And I'm gonna go with Sky Moore. I've been on a
yep,
Sky Moore
yep,
train for a while. And Kadarius Toney. One of those two guys has to catch some balls. And with the way that ball be flying around in KC, it's gonna be a field day for one of those guys. They're fast, they're shifty, their route running is good, they have good hands. Can they stay healthy is the question, and can they build, or are they building chemistry right now
Yep.
with Pat Mahomes? We know what Travis Kelce gonna do, but what is everyone else gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
He resurged Juju Smith-Schuster's career last year, and I'm just looking to see what's gonna happen now with one of those guys in Sky Moore and or Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, I think Sky Moore's a good pick. I think that one's going to be a solid. I mean, they had him. I think he was a pretty high draft pick too last season, last off season, excuse me. So I would say that he's definitely going to be on the radar for somebody who needs to step up this year and could really benefit from just having a wide open opportunity right in his face. I definitely agree with that. And with Kadarius Toney, if he stays healthy, we'll be able to take the top out the defense, leaving the rest of the field open for Sky. I do like that, and it's Patrick Mahomes, right? What do you shoot, man? Someone's got to take those targets. There's a crap ton of targets that left, even just with Juju, and yeah, I know Marcus Scattling's there, but what is that? What does that mean? That means nothing to me.
Valdez Scantling.
It means nothing to me.
Valdez Scantling. So okay, so here's a question for you. I got one for sleepers, and this may or may not be a sleeper to you. How do you feel about Kyle Pitts being a sleeper after his year last year?
I feel good. I mean, like, he's gonna come back, get healthy, get back in the game shape, and do his thing. But yeah, I think T is a sleeper, especially at the tight end position where it's not a very strong position, right? So you have a lot of opportunity there for him to be just a top 7, or I would say 5 to 8 maybe running back. Like that's not out of the realm or tight end, excuse me, because there's not a lot at tight end. So what do we? So you'll get a top 8 guy, whatever, but for a price that's probably down because he's recovering from injury and whatnot from last season. So discounted price, ADP, so that'll work. Another sleeper I have is speaking of being down in the NFC South. Is Kamara, who's kind of fallen, because of the 3-game suspension. That's my sleeper. So, but I think he's going to get the work that he needs and kind of a bounce back season from last year. He could give you, because he's still relatively healthy, first or second round value on an upside with Derek Carr running the show, having a little more upscale or a little more upscale quarterback play from Carr. So I think that works out. Michael Thomas being back helped. Chris Olave being that guy helps. So now the offense isn't just all focused on Kamara like it was last year. And Kamara had no running room, no the very bland play calling. That book is open now. So Kamara.
So I have sleeper, one that people kind of gave up on. We talked about it earlier. In another podcast is Mike Thomas, man. You talked about Chris Olave and how Chris Olave is going to benefit from guys coming back and guys being healthy. Mm-hmm. I think Derek Carr kind of elevates that group as well. He's not the best quarterback in the league, but he's not Jameis Winston, right? I think under the right coaching staff, the right pieces around him, I think he'll take that next step. I think, but if I'm going with a sleeper, Mike Thomas. I think Mike Thomas is gonna come back and shock a lot of people, and rightfully so. For
we all really like the Saints. Train. That's what we're saying. We like the Saints and what's going on here. Both you and I are.
yeah. Yep. And rightfully so. Everybody should be off of Olave, right? Or not Olave, but Mike Thomas. Mm. He had a crazy year, and then he got hurt back to back. It's 2 or 3 years in a row now. It seems that he's just been out of it, just been losing his grip on the field. Injury after injury after injury. So. Sure. I think if he could put together a healthy season, I think we see some of the Mike Thomas of old.
I think so too. Shake that rust off, get out there, and those hands are as sure as anything still. It's just the rest of the body just gonna follow all that. So I like that. No, I think we got a pretty good list of our sleepers and rookies. I'm just trying to think of anybody else that that falls in either category here that I'm feeling good about. I mean
I got one for you. I got one for you if you need another sleeper. Word around town is down in the dog pound in Cleveland, Elijah Moore has been doing his thing. And he has solidified himself as the number 2 wide receiver for
I definitely saw that
Cleveland Browns. I mean, we all saw it come. I mean, I can't say I saw it coming. Let me not say that. He stunk for New York. He
because New York
stunk.
stunk though. That was yeah.
Yeah, I mean, New York stunk last year, and look
Zach
what
Wilson was
Garrett Wilson did.
Garrett Wilson was a little higher touted of a prospect though than Elijah Moore was. So, you know, Elijah Moore's a second round pick.
Well,
I think.
look, I think Elijah Moore done what he did, or could have still had a better outing, I should say. But the
His rookie
jury's
year
still out
wasn't
on
that
him.
bad.
I think that he come. I mean, it's hard not to do anything better than what he did for New York, right? So if he does anything remotely close to a number two receiver, he's going to give anybody some production as a third wide receiver or flex guy or something of that nature. So look out for Elijah Moore.
I agree. I think that's a good one. I think Elijah Moore is going to be able to redeem himself in New York, or in Cleveland. I think it's time to, be Elijah Moore. He was still a second round pick, not a first, but a second. So, he should be able to come out and produce at least in his third year here and, put in some work. So let's see if it's a redemption year. Some quick shout outs are Devon, excuse me, get some drink here. Kane over in Miami, so we'll see how Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson are. They could be guys that could be sleepers or could just get probably supplanted by the 5th round rookie who's actually got some juice under his legs, so and can stay on the field. But we'll see. Jordan Addison for the Vikings, that's another good one. So the number 2 spot, as people think that it's going to be who's the other receiver? Not Irv, but who's the other
For the
Vikings?
Vikings,
Yeah.
Arian Addison or something like that.
Well,
Something
that's the
Addison.
rookie, but I'm talking about who was there last year. Was
KJ Osborne.
KJ Osborne. There we go. Thank you. Struggling on that.
I thought you was talking about the rookie Addison.
Oh yeah, Addison. I think is going to take over for KJ Osborne.
I don't think so, man. I think people aren't giving KJ Osborne the respect that he's due.
He's a very good
I think
receiver. But I think they drafted another receiver and one that was super highly touted as Jordan Addison on purpose. They don't, when they know they got a higher talent available, they'll go after him. So,
I'm with you. I think that they drafted him for a reason, but I don't think that reason was just to come and supplant KJ Osborne. Let's not do that. I think
if you draft them in the first round,
I think that they moved on from Adam Thielen. I think that they moved on from Adam Thielen
to Jordan Addison.
No.
the timelines just add up. They drop Thielen, they're bringing Addison. I mean, the timelines just add up.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like they went out and if they felt like he was that guy, right? Or if anybody else felt like it was the guy to be had, he would have been in that Johnston, Zay Flowers, Njagba. I mean, he was right there behind all of those guys, but I don't know. I think that don't sleep on KJ Osborne. It's a sleeper episode, and you over there like this. Rock my baby on a treetop.
We'll see.
So
he's good. I like KJ Osborne. I just trying to see the writing on the wall for what the writing on the wall is.
Oh man.
No, this is and then obviously there's other ones like Gus Edwards for a short time until J.K. Dobbins is back. It's gonna be interesting to see the Breece Hall situation play out with Dalvin Cook being there. Dalvin Cook's sleeper to I don't even know if he's a sleeper anymore. Now he's just a pickup. That was
well, I can get fine. I could get fired for this. I got some
Okay.
inside information that was leaked to me, that was told to me that Dalvin Cook has replaced and supplanted Brees Hall. I hear that they're going to be going with Dalvin Cook over Brees Hall, and no rush on working him back in, making sure he's fully healthy, and that Dalvin Cook will get majority of the workload this year.
So now he went from sleeper to 3rd-round pick.
Yes, indeed, he did.
So,
He went from
so
sleeper
if your
to about
ADP
third
doesn't
round
reflect
pick.
that yet, do your drafts now. Do your drafts right now if your ADP doesn't reflect that
There
yet.
you go.
You got some suckers in
There
your
you
league.
go.
Oh man.
You guys, if you got some guys that don't pay attention, now is the time.
Nope. Exactly. That is it. No, that's good. No, I think we gave him a good list. I think on our next, show we can probably talk some more like bust. Who we think was going to be a bust at their current draft position. That'll be something something fun to chat about.
We just okay. You just started talking. You didn't. Are we done? You
Are
just
we
started
good?
talking like we was done, and we didn't
Oh
close the
yeah.
show.
Oh yeah. We gotta
And
save
now you
something for
got
the next
to
round.
edit that out.
We gotta save something for the next round.
No, but I was just expecting you to be like, all right, that's it for us, and then
Oh
close
no,
it
no,
out and
no,
then
no.
say that. You can edit that?
I could edit all kinds of stuff. I wouldn't worry about that.
Ah, man, that's what happens when you're in IT, man. Well, that's it for us, guys. My name is Antoine Beeks,
My name is Jared Michelson.
and that is it for us tonight. We gave you
Yeah.
guys some rookies. We gave you guys some sleepers. Guys, check us out. Instagram, legendary_sports podcast. Follow us, hit us up, let us know what you like, dislike, share everything.
All
And
that. Gotta grow somehow.
gotta grow. Stepping stones. Thank you guys for being with us. We
Appreciate y'all.
appreciate y'all. We out.
Later.